You know, they say happy wife, happy life. They just did this new study and it basically says, like, if a woman likes a man, she sleeps in sync with him, same schedule. I was just reading this study and I was like, you can judge a couple's happiness with whether the woman and the man have the same basic sleep schedule. If she really likes you, she's gonna switch to be a night owl. If she doesn't, if she goes, I'm going to bed, she probably doesn't like you. Son, you're with the wrong woman. You know.
Oh my God. First of all, Tai Lopez. How is he still around? We're going to get into that. Tai Lopez is such a scammer, man. And I can't believe that he's still around on the internet. But this is the problem. This is the problem with the world right now. That's not what the study says. That's not what the study says. Let me show you how easy this is. I go over to ChatGPT. I'm like, hi, Lex. My ChatGPT has named itself, by the way, affectionately named itself Lex. And it says here, hi Lex, I just watched a social media video that says there was a study done which revealed that if a woman likes a man, she'll adjust her sleep schedule to match his. Can you find this research? And if it's even true? Lex says, I couldn't locate any scientific studies confirming that women adjust their sleep schedules to match those of men they like. However, research does indicate that couples with aligned sleep patterns often experience greater relationship satisfaction. For instance, a 2018 study found that women reported being happier in their relationships when they shared the same chronotype, sleep-wake cycle timing, with their partners. Now, that's not enough. I'm thorough. We got to go over to Google now. And so let's look at Google. Research study saying that if a woman likes a man, she'll change her sleep schedule to match his. Well, so there was one study that Tai Lopez may be referencing. It's this one here. Go show more. Go to the role of couple sleep concordance in sleep quality. Let's open that in a new tab. All right, here we go. And if you read the abstract, it says nothing about the woman changing her sleep schedule. What it actually does say is the same thing that GPT said. If a couple has the same sleep schedule, they tend to be more satisfied. It doesn't say anything about, like, if a girl doesn't change her sleep schedule to match yours, it means she doesn't love you and you should get rid of her. It just says, actually, if a woman feels safe, loved, cared for in a relationship, if she's satisfied with the relationship, she'll probably want to go to bed with you and wake up with you. No, duh. Doesn't that kind of make sense? All these clickbaity, like, giant big title headlines that get views, it's usually because they're wrong in misinterpreting data. We gotta go on another little treasure hunt here. Let's check this out. Why is Tai Lopez not a great guy? Because that's been a whole thing. What did Tai Lopez? Oh, I spelled his name wrong. Tai, T-A-I. Can't be bothered to know garbage. What did he get in trouble for? He's an entrepreneur, investor. He's always the one like, I read 1,000 books last month and it was incredible. But he's always selling these bogus courses and saying this outrageous financial advice that's been very much proven to be terrible advice. He shares stuff about health, wealth, and love. I mean, you see, there's so many people make videos about him and his scams. Don't listen to him. I mean, in my book, Tai Lopez is very similar to like an Andrew Tate. Like, they're on the same level, and they prey on people who don't want to do the research, who want to get rich quick, and are looking for that like narcissistic sort of big ego boost. It's not that they're actually doing anything great, and the advice is not sustainable. His work history is like, he worked in finance, he owned a Hollywood nightclub. It's just a little bit ridiculous. But let's talk about your sleep and your partner. Here's what you need to know, right? It makes a lot of sense. If you are happy and satisfied with each other, if you are getting your lives in sync, you're going to go to sleep together. You're going to wake up together. Now, correlation doesn't equal causation, right? If you're going to sleep together and waking up together, or maybe you're not doing that, just because it's not happening doesn't mean that the relationship is unsatisfactory. Sometimes you're going to be different sort of waking sleeping types. I am an early morning riser. My wife, she goes to sleep super late. Sometimes we miss each other. That's okay. Doesn't mean that we're not in love. It just shows that when you want to do things together, it's usually a good sign for the relationship. So don't get it twisted. But I do think it's an opportunity to talk about a second very interesting piece of observation. One that I get asked about very frequently is two individuals who have the same dream. And so when you're very close with another person, you may sleep at the same time, but you also may dream together. And so I want to read you this. Research on people dreaming the same dream, often called shared dreams or mutual dreams, suggests that while experiencing the exact same dream simultaneously is rare, it can happen between people who are close emotionally, particularly romantic partners, friends, or family members, and is often linked to a desire for deeper connection or shared experiences. And this is really cool. I would say, in my experience as a dream interpreter, I see it a lot between mothers and daughters. You know, feminine energy, the way that they present that intuition, that mother's instinct, that feminine instinct. It's a lot of emotional sensitivity. And so mothers and daughters will oftentimes report to me that they've had the same dream on the same night because their lives are so connected and they are influencing each other with what's going on. And especially if they live in the same house, and that's usually when I see it, is when they live together, they'll have the same dreams because they're having the same experiences throughout the day, right? So maybe something, the toilet in the bathroom overflowed that day. And so that was a shared experience. They're emotionally in tune. They're emotionally in sync. They were very likely to have similar dreams that night. And so you'll also see that between romantic partners. I think especially when you get so close that you have a child together, you're sharing the same parenthood experiences. And so the dreams are going to start to be very similar. And to me, I think that's so cute. That's so beautiful that like the subconscious mind starts to connect and like you're having these shared emotional experiences because you're both growing as human beings, struggling through and trying to create your way through these difficult life experiences like being a parent, maybe buying a house together, right? Maybe getting a pet together. I just think that's really beautiful. So correlation isn't causation. Tai Lopez, well, listen, do your research on your own. I don't want to get involved in slander, but there's great reason to not trust Tai Lopez. And a quick Google search showed that what he's talking about makes no sense. Just because you sleep at different times doesn't mean that you're not in love. I have many clients in my office who don't even sleep in the same bed, wildly in love, passionate sex lives, but he snores, or she snores, or she's a light sleeper and he rolls, or he's a light sleeper and she rolls around in the bed. And so they get their rest separate, get some good recharge for the day, and then bam, they are connecting together. So don't judge yourself. Do what works for you. I mean, I think that's the greatest thing, right? It seems no nonsense, but we're so prone, especially on social media, to like judging ourselves and maybe I should do it this way, maybe I should do it this way. Think about it. Use some critical thinking. Does this work for me? Do it. Does this not work for me? Don't fucking do it, right? Move on with your life. And I hope you do too.